What is going on, YouTube fam? We are back at it with another Forza Horizon 3 build video. If you guys haven't already guessed it or noticed the trend on the channel, man, we are taking one request per video uploaded. So make sure you get your request down in the comments section. Today's request, obviously, if you guys were tuning in last week, you will have seen this beautiful Fiat 500 that we did last week. And this week, we got a request for the big brother, man, and I'm glad we did because I've seen this thing a few times, and I've been waiting for a request for it, man. We have a request from George Colonna, Tyson Tolstrup, and Thomas Brockman, and they all want to see the Fiat 695 Biposto build. Now I'm not too sure if I said that properly, but if you guys don't know, the car that I'm talking about is legit the very first car in the buy car section here, man. As you can see, the Abarth 695 Biposto? Biposto? I don't know, man. That's the only way that I could see saying it. Obviously, the bigger brother, man. I'm guessing a little more horsepower. Looks like a little bit more displacement. Actually, no displacement. A little more weight, though. Okay, so we're still rocking with the same displacement, just a little bit more power, man. I'm excited to see what this thing is all about. So we're about to jump right into this one. Obviously, we're going to start out in the manufacturer. Looks like the only color option here, the manufacturer gray. So we're going to go ahead, buy this bad boy up, $48,000. And obviously, jump up into the upgrade section. And we're about to figure out if we can make this thing look and perform a little better than stock, which I got a funny feeling we'll be able to do that. So we're going to leave the stock powertrain in here. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, man, Fiat and Dodge, Fiat Chrysler, I believe, is the merger that they got going on here. So this thing shares the same engine as a Dodge Dart. Now, a lot of you guys may not know about the Dodge Dart. I only know a little bit about it because I actually was looking. I test drove one before I bought my Nissan Altima, which in a nutshell changed my YouTube career forever and really got me into the car game to, I guess you could say, where it is today. And but yeah, man, I test drove a Dodge Dart. The turbo model in this car right here shares the same engine as the Fiat 500. Obviously, this one just tuned a little bit more, looks like, for a little bit better performance. I'm going to try to skim through a couple of wheel options here, try to find something that I like. And when I do, I'm going to let you guys know. Now, I want to go with something subtle but aggressive. So as you can see, this one has a nice concave. From the side, you can see it. And from, you know, from dead on the side, it looks relatively nice, man. So I like this wheel. So we're going to go ahead and install that. 18s, both front and back. I don't think we need to upgrade the wheel size to a 19. As far as the transmission goes, we're going to go ahead and leave this one stock because I think we're going to leave the stock motor. Pretty much just upgrade the internals a little bit. So I think the stock transmission should be able to handle more than what we're going to throw at this thing. Now, as far as the weight reduction goes, that's one thing that I do want to do. Actually, look at this. Look at this. The windows are actually little sliders. Was that like that from stock, or was that something that I went ahead? I don't know, man. That could quite possibly be the way that those windows came from, because I don't think I changed anything that would have put those on there. So that's kind of cool, man. I guess a neat little feature there. Now, as far as the intake and exhaust goes, both getting upgraded. Now, some of the things that I do want to do to this thing is upgrade the turbo fully, intercooler fully. We're also going to do the race oil and cooling, as well as some flywheel upgrades. I guess we can do some displacement, some pistons and compression, even though it didn't really do too much for us, and the race valves. And I think that's going to be pretty good for this thing. Now, even though it's only an A-Class, 790 performance points, I think with the power to weight ratio, this thing's probably going to be pretty fun to drive. But before we find out if it is or not, we're going to jump into the tuning section. Now, as far as the gearing goes, we did put in the sport transmission, which I believe allows us to change the final drive here. Not looking like too much as far as the top speed goes, but nonetheless, acceleration, somewhat respectable. I don't want to say it's fast, but somewhat respectable for a vehicle like this. And I think that's going to be good as far as the tuning and setup goes. Now, as far as the designs and the paints go, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this thing, but I do really like the silver color of this. So maybe I might go with like a, let's see here, might go with like a dark grayish, but I'm going to skim through a couple of my options here and just let you guys know what I come up with. Obviously, trying to figure out what's going to work here with the flake is going to be the biggest issue. So I'll let you guys know when I come up with something. So what I decided to go with here is just a black base coat, and then you probably can't see it, but it has a nice little sparkle. Now, I've been really getting into experimenting with some of these sparkle paints here, and I think this one's going to turn out quite nicely. As far as the wheels go, I'm going to go ahead and black those out, because on a car like this, really that's the only logical option that I can see. Everything else, though, is looking good, so I'm going to go ahead and save this to the current car. Now, before we do take this thing out on the road, I do want to throw on some decals on here, mainly just the roof. I'd like to black that out. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can do that real quick. And that, I think that's a nice little final touch, man. So we're going to go ahead and save that to the car. And for those of you guys who have kind of noticed the flow of things, man, what comes next is taking this bad boy out on the street, putting some rubber to the road, and seeing what this bad boy's all about. Now, I'm quite surprised that this thing doesn't sound a little more aggressive. These stock little motors in here, I want to say like a 1 liter, but man, these things are actually sound really nice. Considering we don't have entirely that much power, it's pulling pretty good, man. Now, we just got done building Chow's 240, and I believe that thing outpowers this thing by far. But this thing feels like it's quite a bit faster. Simply because of the power to weight, I think, is what really is going to help us here. Revs up nice and quick. Those front tires breaking loose coming around that corner. Swinging hard. Handles really nicely. That's what I like about these little cars, man. You can really make them handle like very good because they're so light. The engines literally weigh nothing. You put a little bit of power to them and they're just little go-karts, man. Look at this line. Didn't take her too wide there. I like them because they're small. When you're trying to weave in and out of traffic in a big car, it gets a little bit difficult, man. But with this thing, you're just like a little go-kart. A little bit of turbo lag there, but nothing too serious. The Biposto, I still don't know if I'm saying that right. Sounds like some sort of an Italian gun. The Biposto, hand me the Biposto, Frankie. But all in all, man, I really like the way that this thing sounds. Handles great, tearing it up. Damn, look at these houses, man. I like this little area of town. Oh, there's a good example of how threading the needle goes right sometimes for your boy. Woo, hit that e-brake there. Almost a little reverse entry for your ass. What? But all in all, man, I'm pretty happy with the way that this build turned out. You guys, I don't know, you guys may not enjoy it quite as much as I do, but I mean, it's these little tiny small builds that are the most fun to me, man. Not too much horsepower, but you know, still ripping around, having fun, and can still break the tires loose when we have to, man. And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, life It's really what it's all about, man. But I'm thinking, since we are here, let me catch our timer real quick. Going on 15 minutes unedited. So I think this is a good time to put an end to this video, man. So as always, if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you are not subscribed yet, click subscribe, because, you know, you get, and the little bell, click the little bell too. You can be part of that hashtag notification squad. For all of the real OGs out there, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. But for real, I'm thinking we're probably going to put an end to this one. So as always, I am your boy, D Nally, a.k.a. Don Squally. And we're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one. Don't die. Oh shit, where you going, bro? Don't be creeping on my friend. Don't be creeping on my friend. You and your homie. Oh, nut shot. Nut shot. Oh, buddy. Let's go. And your boy, man. Get him out of here. Oh, fucking. Oh, my God.